John Hostettler. He's the Vice President for Federal Affairs, States Trust, the former chairman of the House Subcommittee on Immigration, Border Security, and Claims. So you might say John knows just a little bit about the border. John, why is it more open? Is it lack of a wall? Is it lack of Border Patrol agents? Do we not have the technology there? Why?
Well, really all of the above. Once again, it is the border wall has been suspended in the area. In early June, the Texas Public Policy Foundation, our border security coalition made up of dozens of organizations and individuals who have a deep concern for the border, visited Del Rio, and we got to see firsthand the consequences of the Biden administration terminating the construction of the border. We went to one location where the Trump administration had begun the process of installing a new gate, and the Biden administration had terminated construction. So the gate essentially left an open place where some temporary fencing had been put in, but the smugglers and the migrants had simply raised the temporary fencing up from the bottom and then crushed the top of the temporary fencing where the barbed wire was initially, in order to facilitate folks coming very easily through the fence. So Del Rio is the place where there is a major weak point in the border, and that's why the smugglers know this, and that's why they're concentrating in this area. Well, Haiti, when we went there in June, and we visited the facility that an NGO, a non-governmental organization, was using to facilitate transportation of the individuals from the border into the interior with the aid of the Department of Homeland Security, we witnessed several Haitian individuals, several Haitian women who were expecting, which called to mind a tragedy that we learned about earlier in the day from Sheriff Martinez, where a young expectant Haitian mother, was actually pulled from the river, who had perished, along with the two children that she was carrying at the time. So this is just a tragic situation all around as a result of this administration's lack of policy.
John, people don't talk enough about what happens, the effects on the American system when you allow illegal immigration like this to pour into a nation. They don't talk enough about schools. They don't talk enough about hospitals. Can you elaborate on that?
Well, it is a tremendous burden, and is especially burden at the border, near the border. So quite honestly, from an electoral standpoint, this is why we saw a tremendous reversal in the electoral fortunes of Donald Trump in 2020. Though he lost the presidential election, he made huge inroads in border communities, border counties, and districts along the Rio Grande Valley, because these people are on the front line. The Texas Public Policy Foundation a few months ago did a study of Liberty County, which is not on the border, but as a result of certain initiatives taken on by especially private sector developers in that area, Liberty County is feeling the crush of the burden of all of those situations that you mentioned. Their schools are becoming overcrowded. Their funding is in crisis because of the large number of illegal migrants that have made it into their area, and along with their children. And the hospitals are overrun as well, and it's just having an effect on crime, an effect on non-criminal type of behavior as well. Civil issues are arising there as well. So this impacts, and the one thing that the folks at Del Rio made it very clear to us. I'm originally from Indiana. I served in the House of Representatives representing the 8th District of Indiana. And they made it very clear to us, the folks at Del Rio, when we had a town hall meeting of almost 200 residents that showed up to tell us their experiences. They said, the problems that we're having at the border are transient. meaning the people come here, spend very little time here, most of them less than 24 hours. Then they make their way into the interior. So the problems that we're having at the border and near the border in the southern part of the country are going to be felt throughout the country. So Jesse, it's a matter of time. This is going to be felt all along the country, all neighborhoods, all along the nation as we move into this area. We were told by the NGOs that they were facilitating the travel of individuals to Utah, Florida, Oregon, Indiana, all throughout the country. And so it's going to be felt there as well.
Hey, thanks so much for watching The First on YouTube. If you liked what you saw, go ahead and like and subscribe. You heard me. Like it, subscribe. You'll get a lot more of it and a lot more of me.